Hey gamers, once again. I'm just going to keep it to just 2 videos for today. So here's a nice little Sega Genesis title brought to us by the now defunct Data East. And yeah, well, you know, this is going to take place in the future, so I guess this is going to be a prediction of what's going to happen to us. And if not next year, then probably by 2012. But yeah, this is Two Crude Dudes. And by now 2030, so nuclear explosions have hit New York, and 20 years later, in 2030, there's a restoration process that's begun, but an organization named Big Valley is pretty much taking over now. It's pretty much run by like the scientists that gives them all kinds of advanced and bizarre weapons. So the government decides to bring decides to send 2 guys into New York to pretty much put an end to Big Valley and pretty much kick ass and take names. And what are these 2 warriors' names? Well, like I said in the title, they're 2 crude dudes. So yeah, this is 2 crude dudes. Let me fix the camera just a little bit. There we go. So just fix up the options a little bit. Give us whatever. I'll just play it. So yeah, this was an old arcade game made by Data East back probably around the 90s or so, early 90s. And they ported it over the Genesis, the only console version of Two Crude Dudes. In Japan it's called Crude Buster, and the arcade version was called Two Crude, minus the dudes. I'm guessing they probably put the dudes into the Genesis title, probably for people that maybe remembered Bad Dudes on the arcade and NES. Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja, I could say. But yeah, I think at one point, Data East actually called this a grab 'em up more than a beat 'em up, because that's like the big thing about this game. Your big main focus is actually the ability to pretty much grab anything you can, including enemy characters. I got this midget attacking me, and I got this man. But yeah, pretty much A is your grab button, B is your attack button, and C is your jump button. You can grab while jumping, you can attack while jumping, and these midgets suck. I've never really played the arcade version myself, but I've seen footage of it, and really, to be quite honest, the Genesis version actually is pretty close graphically to the arcade. I mean, there's a lot more detail in the arcade version, obviously, but the Genesis does a really good job in the end. It does. Sound is really nice. I especially like the music for the first stage, so some nice little voice clips from whenever you hit an enemy, which also works. Yeah, pretty easy to die in this game, though. But really, these dudes are really strong. There are stages later on in the game where you fight tanks, and if you keep tapping the A button enough, the grab button enough, you'll actually be able to pick up the tank and throw it, which pretty much results in an instant destruction. So these guys are pretty strong. So I'll pick up this, toss it a bunch of them, kill the bunch. So here we go, toss them down. First boss, which looks to be a mixture of the Ultimate Warrior and Jake the Snake Roberts. You know, bringing them up though, I should really just say a nice rest in peace to Captain Lou Albano, who died a couple days ago, unfortunately. For those who remember maybe watching old WWF television, or even the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, might remember him as Mario. So he'll be sorely missed. Anyway, there goes that Jake the Snake Roberts wannabe. Nice little smile from the yellow dude. And here's a little extra part where you can drink Power Cola and regain some health before you get to the next stage. So yeah, you don't get all your health back between stages. You have to do this yourself. In the arcade version, you got all your automatic health back, but I guess they wanted to add a little difficulty to the Genesis version. I mean, it's not a really well-known game, but it's actually a really fun game. I definitely found this game enjoyable when it first came out on the Genesis, and then when I rented it, and then when I was able to find the actual game itself, I bought it like right away. So not well known, but it's definitely a classic in my opinion. Yeah, pick up you know, cars and everything too. So I'll pick that up. Yeah, any little hit though, you know, any little touch damages you, so you gotta be careful. Yeah, these enemies do blink after they've been hit for a bit. It's not too bad though. I mean, I think maybe late one day I actually did order Captain America and the Avengers, another Date East title for the Genesis. Mainly because my friend has the SNES version, and one problem with that, and maybe I'll get into when I get the Genesis version, is the enemies have invincibility after they get hit for way too long. This one, it's you know, it's a fair amount. I want to see. I remember the Genesis version not having that kind of invincibility lag for the enemies, so I want to see that if that is like that. I mean, that's it. But anyway, let's get back to Two Crude Dudes. Mechanical dogs. I'm sure PETA wouldn't care. They're mechanical after all. Toss that. Here's another one. You can also climb up stuff by holding like up and jump. Little mid-boss. You can grab also while ducking. So this guy's pretty easy. You just have to time your grab and grab him while ducking. There he goes. And yeah, later on the stages will have Power Cola machines right there for you to recharge your health, which is really nice. But yeah, I keep bringing up the arcade version. That is, for those who maybe don't know, Majesco actually is teaming up with Gmode, which is the company that bought the rights to a good amount of Data East library after the company went bankrupt. Most of the other rights to the other games went to Pound, which is a company made up of former Data East employees. And like, you even pick up this transporter, which is really nice. So I wasn't able to use it. Boss time. Now this guy reminds me of the second boss from Streets of Rage 1, with like the claws. Oh, maybe not. That's just how I see it. There he goes. Yeah. Some of it's a little tricky if you don't know what to do. Or if you don't remember fully like all the tricks to beating them. Difficulty-wise, it's tricky. It's not exactly hard. Actually, it does get pretty tough at the end. There we go. So, I'll be able to show off a little bit of the third stage before I finish off. I have full health, so let me destroy this thing. Every single hit and every single hit you do is very Batman, 60s Batman-esque with crack, crack, bam, wham, all kinds of stuff. But like I was saying, Majesco is teaming up with Gmode to make Data East arcade classics for the Nintendo Wii. Pretty much a collection of 15 Data East arcade titles for the Nintendo Wii early next year. And Crude Buster is one of the games that will be on it, which I'm really happy about. I mean, I'm certainly a little disappointed that there is no Fighter's History. There's only one Joe and Mac title, the original. But yeah, no Fighter's History. Some other games are missing. But you got Bad Dudes, you got Side Pocket, you got Crude Buster, and hopefully it just leads to, hopefully this does well enough to prompt Majesco to do more arcade classic collections with Data East, because Data East had a really nice lineup of titles. You know, even outside of their licensed stuff, like RoboCop and the Avengers and everything like that. Come on, come on.